What's up, you guys? I'm Amber,
And I'm Patty.
and welcome back to another episode of Chromosomes and Chaos.
Two moms, two perspectives, and one badass podcast.
We are excited today. We have another interview with Mallory, and we do have a surprise guest, but we're not saying who that is yet. So, Mallory, soon to be known as Marty's mom, I think, because I'm always Pierce's mom.
I'm
Maddie's mom. So soon to
Marty's mom. In fact, I think I texted you one time. You're like, who is this? I'm like, Marty's mom.
be. You're saved on my phone as Marty's mom.
That's great.
Perfect.
But yes, well, welcome. Fill us in on
Yeah.
just you. We'd love to hear about you, and then we'll get into some questions.
Yeah. Well, I'm Mallory, and we have a 4-month-old. He is our first. Marty, rocking an extra chromosome. Yeah, and we just have been just kind of taking things as they come and learning as we go. Do you want me to get into our diagnosis?
Yes.
And all of that
No, we're
stuff?
super excited, you guys. So throughout this podcast, we're gonna try to interview families that have older adults with children with Down syndrome, and so you were the first to come to mind with. I think you're like the newest parent I know of a child with
Right.
Down syndrome.
And it was another connection that brought all of us together because, that we all know her, and they reached out and said, hey, I have a client. They just had a baby with Down syndrome. And the first thing I could think about was you and Amber. So it was just kind of a perfect coupling. And we're like, yes, oh my gosh, we're so excited.
And I was just as excited. I am someone that thrives on connections and relationships. And that was, it was probably within hours, and maybe not hours. It might have been within the day that we had him where that connection was made, because I think I actually had an appointment that day that I had to cancel because we were in, and she was like, oh, well, here, let me pass you on.
And we were so excited. Were we together when we got it? I don't remember.
No, I think it was like a group message via Instagram or
But we
text
saw
message
each
or
other
something.
shortly after that.
Yes.
We were so excited. We're like,
Yeah.
another one.
Give me the baby.
So yes, so fill us in on your diagnosis story.
So we were a surprise delivery room diagnosis. It was a very rough, not super easy labor and delivery. 40 hours of labor and delivery, 4 hours of pushing, forceps. So there were a lot of other things going on health-wise and concerns. And so like in that moment, that was the least important thing. But the way he was born, he was not breathing. We also didn't know if it was a boy or girl. So there's like all these surprises and a lot going on.
This is the jet.
So it's like,
Surprise.
he's a boy, laid him on me for like 10 seconds. He wasn't breathing, took him, and my husband went to the corner. They had the NICU team there already. And I said, you go with him. And he went, and next thing I know, I hear somebody help Dad. And I'm like, oh.
Like, and you're like, what's going on with
He was
Dad?
starting to feel a little woozy. And I just thought it was like the overwhelming and,
Yeah,
and
so
you know,
excited.
40 hours of, he was tired, hungry, like
Yes.
baby's not doing so hot.
Yeah.
And then we went on. They took care of him. They took care of Marty and rushed him off to the NICU. My husband Billy went with them, and I'm left with my doula and my amazing labor and delivery nurse. And it was just, that's when it like goes from 18 people to just us. And Billy called me from the NICU, and it was just the weirdest phone call. He was like, are you okay with how he looks? Does he look okay? And I was like, yeah, is he okay? And then he comes back, and it was probably an hour or 2 hours later, he comes back to my room, and it was again just me, my doula, and my nurse. And he sits down beside me, and he told me that Marty had Down syndrome. And when he went over initially, that's when the doctor told him. It was right there, and that's what made him woozy.
No,
It's just, that was like like I said, the least important thing in that moment, and it was just delivered to him as they're trying to resuscitate him. And so it was just
a lot at one time.
and
Like,
it wasn't like it was just like, there it is. There was no it was in the midst of the chaos, like within 2 minutes of them being born. And then my husband delivered the information to me. So it was not an ideal situation. I think there's a lot
To unpack.
of improvement that can be done in that. And I've, the more people I talk to, the more I hear that that's kind of a thing. But yeah, we rolled with it, and initially you feel all the feelings.
Right. And what we talked about in last week, we're like, maybe they're getting better at
Yeah.
letting parents know. Or maybe in that situation, he was like, maybe they're worried about his heart and he has Down syndrome and we got to figure this out. So they're like trying to, and here I go. I'm always like trying to give people grace.
You always give the benefit of the doubt. So do I.
I do too. I'm like, he's doing his job. He wants to like, and he may not have known if he knew. Like, I try to be guessing him, but also I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
they should have came and talked to you for sure.
And he rushed back as soon as he could because he was afraid that they told me the same way.
Right.
He didn't know I didn't know.
Oh my
So it was wild.
Okay.
It's wild.
Yeah.
So what do you remember the most about that?
When I found out.
Yeah.
I think my first thing was like, I just felt for Billy in that moment was like, I was more worried about him than I was me. And I think that's just kind of my personality. But then, so I think the initial was like, it's okay. Like, I felt bad for him having to deliver that information to me and just like that he had to get that by himself. And so that was my initial. And then it was like all of the like, and you don't really have time to like tell later, but it's like, it isn't what you think. And it's, you never like not knowing during pregnancy, like you don't really think about it. You pass up on the testing and you don't think about it again.
Right.
And so, I mean, we cried but we both were like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. We love him so much already. Like at the time I hadn't even seen him.
Right.
I hadn't even seen him. I had pictures that they took in the corner while he was like, I mean, So, but it was like I said, I've said it over and over again, but the least important thing in that moment.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many other things going on. It was like, he's ours. And I think that goes into like the decision. I know there's a lot of talk when people are making the decision to get the testing or not during pregnancy. I think a lot of people go to we wouldn't proceed any different with our pregnancy. So, but I think it's less about that. I think a good percentage of the general population would say that. I think it's more of a mental health decision for like, I knew myself. It wasn't like, I'm like, to me, obviously I wouldn't proceed any differently if there was something wrong, but it was more of how would I handle that information knowing for months or just having that right away. Take it.
We've talked about that because we were a prenatal diagnosis and Amber was an at-birth diagnosis. So and I appreciate that we had the months and months of time to like feel our feelings, get educated, connect with Gigi's, find other parents, like make way for all of that. So when Addie was born, it was a celebration.
And when people ask me like for advice on making that decision, that's what I was like, nobody can, whatever you decide, it has to be right for you. There's pros and cons to both, but it comes down to how are you going to best handle that information? Like, some people want to know and that's great. And some people don't want to know. Right. That's great. Yeah. And you worry about health concerns, but I trust that during an anatomy scan, they would find anything that is majorly concerning. So,
and how old are you?
38.
So you are advanced geriatric.
Geriatric. I don't know what years. Geriatric or advanced maternal age. We're not getting much better.
Yes, I was those with all of them. Yes. Lisa was that way with that.
So I was 37 when I had him. Yeah. So we talked about that. We also had some trouble getting pregnant, history of miscarriages. So every pregnancy we had the conversation again, and it was something we talked about with our doctor and our team, and just that was the route we made.
I was like kind of the same way, just with, we had already had several losses prior to Lisa getting pregnant with Addie. So I've always said, like, literally, you could have told me that Addie was going to be alpha from like grade. Like, cool.
Awesome.
We're having a baby. Hey, let's go. It didn't, but we had just had that long journey to even get to that point.
And I think that was a big thing too in the delivery room. Is like, he's here.
Yeah.
Like, you know how pregnancy can be after miscarriage. And it's like, you get to one thing and then it's like, what's the next? And what's the next? And it's like, until they're here, it's not human.
This baby is in my arms. And I get to take him home and we're good.
And I think for me, like, I feel I would have maybe disassociated a little bit. And I mean, the anxiety I would have had knowing during pregnancy would, I think, have been debilitating. So I wouldn't have done it any other way. Happy with.
Because
at that point, total. Like, I just felt a major, like, I'm a like under pressure. Like, I need a little bit of pressure to get like, and so at that point it was like that was protective. Learn like
right there.
Bring it on.
Give me the information and
Yep.
how do we move
But
forward?
had I had 7 months to think about it, I would have just done the opposite and like completely.
Okay.
I think I would have just shut me down.
Yeah.
So
So when what was wrong with him then with his breathing? And then how long, so Billy came back and said he
Yeah.
has Down syndrome. And then what was the time frame till you saw him again?
well, I was not doing so hot myself. I was passing out every time I tried to stand up, so I didn't actually see him. He was born at 5:11 a.m. and I don't think I got to go to the NICU to see him until that afternoon, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Carrying that baby.
yeah, it was. Well, I forgot the question.
Or just like how, that
Oh
time
yeah,
frame.
the time.
So he came and told you,
Yeah.
and you were still like all out of
Yeah, so
sorts,
I was
right?
just at that point. Billy and my mom stayed. Like they kept kind of switching off between Marty and myself, and I was just like they would send a picture or they would keep me updated, or they would keep coming back and forth. And at that point, nobody had held him either.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
but it was just I was just so anxious to go see him, but I was also not. I was like, postpartum, here it is, slapping you right upside the face.
Because his heart and everything's healthy.
Oh yeah. So
So
it
he-
wasn't a heart. So he was face up.
Okay. Okay.
So they had to use forceps.
Yep.
And he just towards the end, his stats were not great
Yep,
and
yep.
was stressed. And then, that part of it, you'd have to ask Billy.
Oh, yeah.
I was just gonna laugh.
But he's- yeah.
But it wasn't heart. But he ended up having brain bleed.
Okay.
We figured out later.
Yep. Yep.
So it was the trauma from birth and then being sunny side up and forceps and his poor little noggin. He just looked like he had been through it. So yeah. And then we got transferred to Iowa City right when we thought we were getting ready.
Because that's
to go
what we
home.
heard from you.
Yes.
Okay.
So what sent you guys to Iowa
The
City?
brain bleeds.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they the neuro team, they had sent the images to Iowa City. And the neuro team there did not want to, they wanted to see, they didn't want to make any decisions
Far away,
or like
So
confirm results
Nope.
without seeing him in person. So that was another just wrench in the plan because we had been getting rounds were good. We, everything was good. We were talking about going home. And so Billy, he's a golf professional, so he had golf lessons. He had finally decided to not cancel the golf lesson that night, and he was like, "No, I can go. We're doing good." And of course, when he was gone at 5 p.m., the doctor comes in. I'm like, "Doctors don't come in at 5 p.m.
No.
What's going on?"
Hi,
And then we're like, "We're gonna put him on a helicopter to Iowa City."
You're like, oh,
Billy.
oh.
Hey, babe.
Called. Yep. Called again. I need you to answer.
But after diagnosis, isn't stuff like that just like, well, okay.
Yep. Pretty much.
I think it's just,
Yeah.
all right.
You're like, all right. Well, that's where we need to be.
Let's
So-
go.
That's where we were
After
for the next
everything,
4 weeks.
What's the next? This isn't that bad.
Just bring it on.
But
So
sometimes
his
it's
heart was-
reassuring in those moments. You're like, this is what we need. This is okay. We'll figure it out.
And in hindsight, like being in Iowa City was the best. thing.
Yes.
Like we
Great hospitals, bigger
and
hospitals.
we were at the Ronald McDonald House. Our team there, we
They have a
still
lot of resources.
yes. And
Yes.
when we went back we just followed up with neuro in end of January, and I like messaged the doctors that they become family.
Yeah.
And there's always that one that just
Gets you. Like,
Yeah.
and so I reached out to her and I said, "We're going to be back. How can we see you?" So we
Yeah.
visited, and
that's awesome.
so
That's so amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So great. Yeah, but Iowa City has really great resources.
Yeah, and that's where I feel like it's like when we were still at blank, like we were doing a lot of learning on our own and just like researching. And I mean, we had a social worker come in and it was I'm so-and-so, I'm a social worker. Let me know if you have questions. And I was like, okay.
So you're like, I got a lot.
But I didn't because I didn't know. I was like, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know anything about waivers.
Yeah.
No clue.
Or just like, I'm just thinking of all the things going through your head. You're probably like, I got like a
A lot of
1,000
questions, but not the right ones. Not the ones I need to ask. So when we got to Iowa City, our outpatient care coordinator, when we left Iowa City, she has a child with Down syndrome too. So
Perfect.
that when we got there, we sat down with our inpatient coordinator and for probably an hour, and that's when we went through the waiver stuff, all the resources, and really started
Yes.
to learn
Yeah.
outside of it.
So had it not been for her having a child with Down syndrome, do you think any of this would have gotten brought up? or any of this would have moved
Yes,
forward?
because
Okay.
we didn't connect with her until we were leaving. So the initial inpatient one she's the one that initially gave us all the resources and like sat us down and then handed us off to the outpatient.
But do you think any of that stuff would have happened here locally?
Oh, we were there for a week and I didn't know a darn thing about a waiver. And I try to give grace too.
Yeah,
It's like,
absolutely. Yeah.
it's I don't know where the ball is dropped. I think and it's just I think everybody ends up where they're supposed to and you do all the community is so strong and like you're gonna get those resources regardless of where you get them. I just think that everybody's experienced.
I hear of people going on for years without even knowing. And that's one thing because in the hospital, gosh, I don't even know how this lady reached out to me, but she was from Sioux City and she has a boy with Down syndrome. But I don't know if she saw Pierce and just kind of knew. And she's like, hey, get on the Eddie waiver. And I remember being in the hospital and I'm so glad she said that to me because it was because I know families were on that thing for years.
And if you don't do the thing where it's the right one, then you get pissed off, but you can't get back
it's
on.
a thing. So I'm glad that they were reminding her.
A good friend of mine who works for DHS, and I kind of just pamper out to people like, oh, hey, she came when we were in the NICU with Addie, and she was like, okay, let's sit down. We're going to put all this out, like the Medicaid for children with special needs, the waivers,
and then he had a something else that he qualified for because of his brain injury. And so it's like, my notes app.
I used to
more storage.
I used to just have my phone and I would record every time the patient came in.
I did that as well, and I got really good at. And then I have a friend that works in a PICU, a cardio PICU in Kansas City, and every time I would get done taking notes, I would just these are my notes, make sense.
Yeah,
send back.
What's most important? What's priority?
It's crazy how much you get like your own little degree.
Yes. Yep.
You
Somebody's told me, like, are you in the medical field? No.
That's what when we finally got what it was. I don't remember which neurosurgeon it was or neurologist, and it was probably 2 or 3 weeks into our journey. And she was like, are you in the medical field? And I was like, I'm close.
Furthest thing from it.
The furthest thing from it. You ask really good questions. I was like, no. Yep. You do it. You got to do what you got to do.
Welcome to the world of
better
disability parenting.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't understand. Like,
here we go. Our special guest. Gosh. Special guest is Mr. Marty himself.
Hi. Do you say, is that a bright light? Are you
love the lights? Mr. Marty is something. Yes.
Thanks, Mom.
We were cracking up. So we were saying how they need to make Levi jeans like just more stretchy or something for these kids. Right? She goes, well, I'm going to button those. When we get them on camera, I'm going to button those. I said, no, you're not, because this is the reality of where every parent that buys these dang Levi jeans is at. So, and you rock them, boy. You rock
like,
them.
what are we doing in real clothes today?
I want my PJ.
Where's my sleeper?
Well, it's a snow day, honey. It should definitely be a PJ day, but you look so handsome. You look so handsome. Oh my gosh, you guys. So this is Mr. Marty, and he's 4 months old now.
Right.
4 months old. Okay.
Yes.
I love it.
Just tell us a little bit of what it's been like for the past 4 months, like finally coming home and settling into your new normal life.
Yeah, it was a lot. 5 weeks in the NICU alone. Like it's like we're navigating 2 different worlds that you never really expect. The NICU side of things plus the diagnosis. So it was like, it was when we finally did get home. I was like. Felt like my maternity leave had been robbed of me, which is any NICU. That's not a Down syndrome thing. That's a NICU thing.
Absolutely.
It came time to think about going back to work, and I was looking at all of the appointments he had, and I was chatting with my supervisor and how many hours it was going to be just in the month of January, where we hadn't even had all of our early access scheduled yet, and it was like 40 hours. And I'm like, this is not sustainable. Just schedule-wise, but mental capacity. I do not have bandwidth for this right now. So we made the decision for me to leave the full-time world and the career and find something part-time. And to just, for me, that was what I needed, and that was how I was best gonna show up for him and for our family in this journey. And so we've settled into that, and that has allowed me to manage all those therapies, appointments, and just like continue to take it in. And I think for me, I'm thrive on connections and relationships. And so the community, I really wanted to have the time to connect with that community because it didn't take me long to find the community. And so I just wanted to be able to set everything else aside and really be intentional with where I spend my time. So
That's really good for you too. You have to, because it is, you guys, when you are at all these appointments, it's hard.
I do.
Hard to find time to go to the appointments,
Yeah.
manage a career,
Yeah. And
keep your mental health in check,
yeah.
keep the home life in balance. Like there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
You know?
And
so good for you to make that decision in the moment. And then now you found something great for you that's gonna work, right?
And it's something I like to like also emphasize, like that's also not everyone's journey.
Yep.
Some people need their career, and it was a really big struggle for me to like let go of a career and kind of an identity crisis.
Yep.
But like he has given me a new purpose, and I found that the purpose just shifted.
That's so awesome. And so, talking about therapies and stuff, because I know this is a good topic to talk about with the little ones.
Yeah.
So, obviously, AEA comes into the house, right? And then they kind of guide the direction that they see he needs more therapies. This has been so long ago, so I kind of forget how this all works.
And
because it can be very overwhelming. Because I hear a lot of families that are like, "Well, I want to start physical therapy, NOT, and speech, and all this." And so, kind of talk about that progression and what you guys started with and where you're at right now, 4 months in.
We decided give it over to us now.
I'm just gonna hold my.
That's fine.
No, I'm gonna hold him too.
No, that's not
Big
the
hug. We decided we were gonna anything that was referred or recommended, we were gonna do it. We said we can always take away, but we don't want to fall behind.
Yep.
So if it's once it becomes overwhelming, we'll address that when it comes. So we started with early access, the AEA that comes into the home, but we also had referrals to blank for PT, developmental clinic, genetics, feeding therapy.
Yep.
And so we've started some of those. So we do right now, we were starting with early access every other week and PT on opposite weeks every other week.
Yep.
At blank. And he is the most determined, strong little guy. And we have just this last week taken both of those down to monthly.
Awesome.
That's for now.
great.
And
Yes.
it's like,
Yes.
that's where we're at. And that's where we're comfortable right now. And
And I think some of those parents also respect the fact, like, if you don't need to be in there every week, or
they're doing
the
the
therapist,
same thing.
or the same 2
Right.
weeks, they almost want stuff off your plate to be like, no, he's still going to
For sure.
progress.
And
You
like,
just
if
let's
we need
drop it.
to bring it back, we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was like, that was kind of, we wanted to start with whatever we needed. We also had something that kept him in the NICU the longest was his feeding. And like it was Halloween and we went through the NG tube training that day because they were like, the progress is too slow. We're not gonna keep you here. We're gonna send you home on the NG tube. That was a Friday. We were supposed to go home on Tuesday with the NG tube. We did the training. And then Saturday, he went from taking maybe 13 mils to 70.
Okay.
Like that. And he started pounding bottles.
Good.
And so it's like, yeah. So it was like,
Did you want to go home?
he didn't want mom to have to put a tube test.
Right. He's like, I had
Nothing off the field again.
Right, tell you.
So we're like, we'll stay an extra 5, 6, 7 days if it means we can go home without. But that was when we were like, okay, feeding therapy is gonna be it.
Yeah.
We didn't need it then. Yeah, at that time. But and when we start talking about solids, we'll probably go that
Well,
route.
we even talk about it with Pierce now because he's just so picky.
Mhm.
And it's like, is it a texture thing? Is he just a
Right.
picky, 9-year-old? Because they get in those phases, right? You can even see the other two that they're just getting pickier about their eating. So we talk about it and then they're like, okay, is that important right now? Do we need it? But yeah, I mean, even at the age of 9, it could come back, right?
Right. And that's
So
the thing. And I think almost every time we're with early access or with this therapist, I'm like, okay, again, let me make sure I have this right.
Yes.
And like I ask again, I'm like, okay, so because when they're this little,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like speech, OT, PT, they all kind of overlap. There's
Yep,
not a lot.
absolutely.
He's just a little
Absolutely.
peanut.
Yep.
So
Yep.
right now we're just on our tummy a lot and working on those neck
Working on the
muscles.
muscles, but
Absolutely.
he's getting so strong.
You lifting it up.
But yeah, and I asked a lot of like parents that I knew, what route did you take? And not that I'm gonna follow, I just learning about others' lived experiences and then knowing what the options are. And because everybody, I've learned this in these last 4 months, everybody's journey is so different.
So different.
And what works with one family, like there's no two families that are gonna have the exact same things, but knowing as much as you can.
It is, and it's refreshing to hear that because some families don't have the opportunity to not have one not work to be able to go do this, right? So it's like wherever you fit in to go have your child have
and not
the
feeling like
best.
you have to fit into a box of like
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, it's so awesome. So what has he overall like, obviously he's your first child and stuff, but just as a person in general, like you seem like you always had like a loving, sweet personality, but like what's the biggest change that he's made just not as a mom, but as
just to slow down
Mhm.
and just the be in the moment, because I think initially that fear and that like grief, it really is real. And it's like I remember that first day and I was like thinking to adult life and I'm like, that is so far away. Like, don't not to let that rob me of. He's a baby.
Yes,
He's
right.
my sweet little boy.
Yes.
So like he's really like reprioritized things. Like I have been a go Joe go kind of person, and it's like for 4 months I have not done a whole lot,
And there's nothing.
and it's just prioritizing.
I find that interesting. Like all three of us are very like determined to go get her, burn the candle at both ends.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, got it. Let's
Just
slow us down.
Can I?
Just a little bit. Hi, oh, those little Levite jeans.
Do you want to talk to this?
Do you want to say hi?
Yeah, it is. And I think that's a big thing with kiddos with Down syndrome is just them making us just slow down and just really realizing the important things in life.
Yeah, for sure.
So then we can just focus on those versus all the extras that come with the stress and everything of everything else. It's like,
And like just
guys are just so
advocating and educating and like my just ability to communicate even boundaries and like, just really
is there
the ability to ask questions and like not being ashamed to ask questions and reach out and just has opened my eyes to a whole new thing. So
Did you think?
You're like, please don't give me this.
Oh, it's fine. I don't care. He just loves the black and white stuff.
The black and white.
Is there anything like weird or quirky that you've done or changed?
Oh, that's a great question.
So here's when Addie was born, right? There were family members that I had that were smokers. And so they all had to smoke in the garage. They all had to bring a separate shirt. They all had to brush their teeth and wash their hands if they were going to smoke and then hold Addie. So that like there's a family member, they would bring an extra shirt every single time. They had a toothbrush in our bathrooms. I'm like, nope. If you want to do that, this is what you have to do.
The germaphobe in me is everybody laughs at me now. Like I coach volleyball, a club volleyball, and I'm at practice. I literally have hand sanitizer in my pocket, and after every drill, you give it back. Always, everybody puts their hands out, and they just know
now.
And like the germaphobe in me, and like I get home from practice or work and I change my clothes. And I think even just, I've always been kind of a warrior and very protective. It started with my dogs, obviously. Before you have children, it's always your dogs. But just the mama bear and like, cause I mean, he was 4 weeks early, so he was 4 weeks early too. Have I not mentioned that yet?
Yes.
He was 4 weeks early, Down syndrome, holidays, sick season. It's like
brutal.
I am and I am such an extrovert. I get FOMO, like holidays, and like for me to be like, we might not participate this year was not me. But it was and it was and I was afraid to communicate that with family because my husband and I both have very close families, and it was like, are we gonna be mad at me?
No,
Feel like I'm shifting from them. Exactly. And that's where it's like the healthy boundaries and communicating those. You just have to kind of past that and not
Yeah.
worry about it.
I remember when Addie was little, a family that I had met via Instagram, like she had shared with their daughter, it felt like when she turned 3 years old was like the age where they stopped getting sick all the time. Their immunity had built up because, and it's so true. When I look back and think about it, because up until 3 o'clock, up until 3 years old, Addie had, recurring pneumonia, RSV. Like, I can't tell you how many times we were in the hospital. And it was like that magical, once she turned 3 years old, it's just when her immunity system had kind of brought up. And so there will definitely be some ebbs and flows. But
Well, and it's funny because sometimes, like, the other two will be healthy.
Yeah.
Or Pierce will be healthy, and the other two will be sick.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and then I'm like, wow, your immune system's really good. So
right.
it's just,
I remember the first time after we had Cooper. So mind you, we had Addie, and then Hudson passed away, and then we had Cooper. But then like Cooper got sick, and I was like, okay, but he's fine, right? He's a neurotypical kid.
Yeah.
And he got really sick, and then he ended up in the hospital. I was like, oh, I'm a jerk. Like, I should have known better. Like, there are hard and fast rules that I have with Addie, and I know when to take her, and when is she breathing, when is she retracting, how much liquid has she taken. Like, I track all of that with her. But then with Cooper,
I'm a psycho. You guys,
What
I had
this is another full-time job.
I
Actually,
have a binder.
Yeah.
It's mind you, it's my mom and my aunt that watch him.
Yeah.
No daycare, so it's in
Awesome.
his home.
That's
with
great.
family,
that is,
and I have a binder of.
but it works for your family.
Yes.
It works
But
for
it's like,
you.
Because with his neuro history too, it's like we're really supposed to watch for
Monitor that.
infantile spasms,
Absolutely. And there's
seizures,
nothing you
and
can
what
take
to do if
lightly.
it does happen. So there's a whole section on that. It's a tab binder too.
Yeah, you gotta have the tabs, otherwise it's not legit. It's not legit.
The amount of I could probably sell that thing.
I mean, hey, put it on Etsy. You can make some
Exactly.
side hustle.
I felt so bad the first time my aunt came to watch him. I'm like, this is not because I don't trust you and that I think you don't know what you're doing. Ignore it if you don't. Flip through it if you want. But there it is.
Oh my gosh. So let's backtrack a little bit because
Yeah.
obviously the Down syndrome community is amazing,
Yeah.
right? And you're just a part of this group that you didn't even know that you needed almost.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
And so you were in Iowa City, and I remember we got that message from you. So talk about how you got connected, the questions you asked. So if someone gets a diagnosis,
Yeah.
how do they even find people?
It's the crazy thing. Yeah, they're everywhere. Like, I mean, social media these days can be, a blessing and a curse. And in this case, such a blessing. The first thing you do is Google things, and then your algorithm is giving you all the things you need. So, you find the families that have a large following, and, even through that, I just responded to a story of, which one was it? Team Iron Will, I think.
Yeah.
And the next day we had diapers on our doorstep. Like, they send, like, you just have to reach out. You have to, and I, like, for me, like I said, that's easy. But for some people that I'm sure that's not easy, but just embracing the community, because they are going to embrace you. And, whether you know people, you likely know someone that knows someone. And that's what we have found is just, there's so many people that were in our lives that do have, experiences or can connect us with somebody. The amount of people that we had, just like our inboxes alone, were, we were having people reach out to us. And it is a community that it's just such a loving, just understanding, welcoming community. I mean, and our first experience with Gigi's was the Christmas party.
I thought you guys had been there.
No.
So when I saw you, I'm like, oh. No, first time I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
welcome.
So the event that we host every year for the Christmas, it's Breakfast with Santa, and so many families come. So I mean, you get all ages, all family.
We were probably just out of the NICU. When was it? Was it in November?
Was the first weekend of December.
Yeah.
No, November 11th.
Yeah. So, and you were probably like, oh my gosh, there's so many families.
I was fine. I was loving it. Billy was like,
yeah, he didn't talk much.
Yeah, he was kind of taking it all in. That's fine.
okay.
There's the taker all inners, and they're great too.
Yeah.
They're great too.
Everybody,
No, but
It was chaotic though.
Yeah. But it was great. I was like,
was
I
so
was
fun.
so, left there so like
Fulfilled.
just excited and like hopeful and
Yes.
grateful. And
Yeah.
like, I think I drove home in tears. Like, I was just so, and those connections have happened for us in so many ways. And one thing that I have, I know I took
Tuck in.
You have we've leaned on our faith a lot. And you know, not so much of everything happens for a reason, but truly believe that this was part of God's plan for us and has been for years before we even knew it, preparing us for this and planting those connections along the way. One of the crazy, like, this story is probably my favorite of our journey. We had lived in our house for about a year prior to having him, walk the dogs, the same neighborhood for a year. And it was the week we had him, it was days before I was over being pregnant and I started to do the curb walking and all the
Oh
things.
my gosh.
And it was that day we were just about home. And there was this little boy just cruising through the middle of the street, mom chasing after him. And is a little boy with Down syndrome. And he walked with the dogs and cried when he had to leave the dogs. And I had him, I said, "Oh, what's your name?" He introduced us to him, didn't get mom's name. When we went on our way, I talked about that little boy for days. And then we had Marty. And I'm like, "Dude, come see this dog." And they went 3 houses down from us.
Stop it, right?
And so it was like, didn't catch mom's name, but I'm like, sure, I can find her on Facebook. I'm professional at this. So it's like that was,
Yes.
and
Isn't that
that connection.
And in that moment, you're not thinking, I'm going to go.
No, I was
Like,
just
you're
like,
just-
what an
yeah.
awesome little boy. And so that's one. And then I also, like, obviously, you guys in the podcast kind of started right at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, we
started.
launched in October.
Yeah. So take me back. You were in Iowa City.
Mhm.
And then that's when you sent us a message, right? Because I thought you guys were from Iowa City
No.
originally.
Yeah.
And then when I learned that you were from the Des Moines area, I was like,
Lydia.
and I don't know if I
Yeah,
just
Yeah, and that's another thing
misread a
is like
text or something.
the
whatever.
just the things that are planted. Because like I had started seeing Dr. Lydia, we love her, during pregnancy. And like I said, was supposed to have an appointment with her. I think the day after we had him, and messaged her, was like, not gonna be there. Surprise, had him early, and told her he had Down syndrome. And she was like, I
know.
She's like, connecting you with these people. And I was like, that's
So she sent that to you. Then you waited a couple days because
I think she sent a message, a
in-
group message on
Okay,
Instagram. And then I think
We both responded, and I
maybe
was
it's
like,
fast. And then I think
because I had just thought that.
yeah.
So I thought that you were just in Iowa City. You had the baby. You had him there.
Oh,
Like,
right.
So you're fresh, but you still you had that phase where because you guys again, it's when you get that diagnosis, we want to say congratulations. We want to say feel how you feel. Like it's okay to feel.
Welcome to the lucky. Yeah, and you truly don't understand like the lucky few. You truly do not understand it. I don't think until you're in it. I feel like I'm guilty of like not understanding. I remember when we went to Gigi's and I left thinking, these people are just like us. Like I don't know what I expected. But I'm like, this is like it's just like you don't know what you don't know. And like I look back at like the things that you think like your lived experiences and how I was naive to it. And you know, you have the thoughts like I could never do that.
Right.
And I feel so silly now because I do. It sounds so cliche, but we are so lucky.
So
and
lucky.
it's
so it's have a tendency to change perspectives and
really
just
soft.
to see things from a different lens, a better lens, if you ask me. And
He's gonna cry. I think he's like, I don't know about this. I don't know, but I think I'll go back to the one in the white coat.
oh my gosh, Amber, no. We just love you so much. Oh man.
And then it's just your story. There's so many connections because then you went to high school with two girls.
We're from the same town. I was a little older.
Your town is a small town, and
we live in a small town.
Did you
now.
know that they had a Down syndrome? And then, or did you find out that Down syndrome after?
One, I knew because this is a small town thing. I was good friends with her sister-in-law. Taught with her mom back in my hometown. And so like I had seen their story. She's very great at educating, advocating, makes just amazing resources. And so I had watched their journey unfold on social media. And so reached out to her shortly after. At the time I was like, I need to make as many connections as possible. And then I was like, holy cow, I've reached out to so many people.
Yeah, but it's good. But that's what you need in the moment to say,
Yeah.
they're almost like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And one of those that you can get on that moment, then it's like this, your guards let down and you're like, this is gonna be okay.
Right. And then those people just get it too, because they're like, we're here when you need us. Because they
Absolutely.
like, it's just seriously the most like, they just get it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I knew about one of them, and then the other one had just taken my brother's family photos while we were in the NICU.
Oh my
And
gosh,
so
that's great.
so yeah, it was just like, and we're all within like half a mile of each other in our small town now, from the same small town, all have boys.
There has to be 10 kids with Down syndrome in that dang town.
I know, yeah.
And you're down.
We might be moving out that way now.
Come on over.
I'm telling you, that's such a good sense of connection and community.
It's awesome.
And they're all going to grow up together. There's us.
Right. And then just prior to, I was in the education world, and a guy I used to teach with, they have a girl with Down syndrome, and right around the time that Marty was born, he had written a book, and their book came out, and I think his book. Can I?
Yes,
Sorry.
absolutely.
Can I give some free Shovels and Spades. And you get so many resources too. Like
You can do
Lisa that was on the pod.
Yeah, but
She had sent stuff up to the NICU for us, and like we got so many resources, and you get all the books that are like very informational, like therapies and milestones and feeding and just timeline stuff, and like educational. Jared's book Shovels and Spades is the experiences, and like truly like the good, the bad, the ugly, the fun, the not so fun, and it's just stories.
Yeah.
And I knew him and his family and Kayla from teaching and coaching.
That's awesome.
With him. So we gifted that book to a lot of our family members for Christmas, because it's just, and that's, like I told you last week or whenever that was, like, it is truly like the people that walk the path before us. We have to lean on those people. And then I want to be that for the ones that come after us.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. Because that's how I think, the way the world views, individuals with Down syndrome has evolved, and that's how it's going to continue to just get better by us sharing our experience.
And I don't know about you, but the grandparents are,
oh my gosh.
yes,
Your mom and Pierce. That is.
Yes, they have, and grandma, it's too. Tyler's mom too.
Yeah, Tyler's mom too.
He always says, "Where's grandma too?" But yeah, my mom and Pierce have.
Yeah.
They definitely have a great bond.
Yeah.
He's just, but the grandparents too, I think, are all, they're the lucky few grandparents.
I told your mom that we should bring her on the podcast one time, and she was like,
let's do it.
She said, absolutely not.
She's getting up. I'm gonna
bring her. Yeah. So yeah, the way, and I think that's something like I guess I didn't expect, was the joy that I get from the impact he has on others. Like the way he just softens people
in community,
and like just watching those interactions in the way, like they just have such an impact on.
And I'm excited for you when he starts to get friends. Because it just keeps growing.
I love listening to you guys' stories.
Oh my gosh. And the friends' parents are just so awesome. Like it is.
I'm sure our stories to other people.
Oh, I love it.
These two.
But that's what they say. And I will tell you this, and it's gonna sound so cliche, but I remember when Pierce was this age, and they're like, it goes so fast. Because like now he's 9, and these parents with kids with 9-year-olds, I'm like, it's fine. And, everyone always says that. And life, you can't even believe he's 4 months. It's just, right. So then you see a little baby, and you're just like, oh, this.
Well, I think you and I were talking about it, but like when Addie was young, like we got those baby moments so much longer because it took them longer to reach milestones or to develop or to do things. And then when we did bring Cooper home, I was like, oh my gosh, it goes so fast. And now I look at Addie and she's 9 years old, and I'm like, oh my God, where did that little go?
So you being like, would you say you're type A?
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about milestones and things like with him? If he doesn't hit him, are you okay with it because you just know who he is? As a person,
I think
take that pressure off.
He's done so good so far that I don't know that I've really gotten. I keep telling myself the gap is going to widen.
It'll get.
Not to fall. But even like, and this is another like, he's kind of nod to community is. I don't know if you guys ever Facebook groups like for your like October 2025 like moms. There's a giant Facebook group for that. And so through pregnancy, like there's 7,000 people in this Facebook group.
And so today kids in
it's just
all Down
it's just
syndrome, not
it's
Down
like
syndrome.
I joined it when I was probably 8 weeks pregnant with him, and it's like people talk about their pregnancies and what's coming up in pregnancy.
Okay.
And then it shifted from pregnancy to now we all have our babies.
Oh my gosh.
But it got to the point where I was like, he wasn't smiling yet. And I was like devastated because all these moms are posting about their babies smiling at them. And I was like, I just want him to smile.
Yeah.
And so at that point, me being the extroverted, like need for community relationships, I posted in the group, are there any other T21 mamas in here that want to connect? Because like obviously there's our local that you guys, you have 9-year-olds. I have a 4-month-old. Right. Yeah. Love your experiences, but want somebody. So I reached out and there's now a group of 6 of us that have our own, we have a group chat and we like we're all across we're not, none of us are in the same state, but we chat daily and just so I think it's just
so much, because it's not
really
that you do want to compare. I think it's natural human instinct to do those things.
Yes,
right. We know they're going to be delayed. Yeah, we know, but when the time comes and you're just like,
you just want somebody to relate to.
You have
and even within that shared experience, there's so many differences.
Yes,
because he's. I mean, you guys see him. He's not small for. But there's.
I like you, Betty.
The largest.
Tally. It was like Addie was a peanut when she was little.
Yes.
And Pierce has been a little bit bigger too, but I don't know. It's funny, but you didn't. That's awesome that you have though, right? And
so, but it does hit you sometimes. Yeah. I mean, I remember like the isolation when we were in the NICU because it's the NICU isolation, but then like the Down syndrome, like it's all of it. You just And when we were in Iowa City, we were staying at Ronald McDonald House, and we could go to Iowa basketball games if we wanted. So one night we finally were like, okay, we can leave him for a night.
Yes,
and then do something for us. Let's go to a men's basketball game. So we walked across the parking lot and went, and I lost it that night because that was like the first, like we were in our little NICU bubble. We didn't compare to anything because it was like he's breathing, he's eating, he's like. He's doing great. Yeah. And we got there and there was a family in front of us of like five children and their parents. And I was like, that's not us.
Yeah.
That's never, that's not us. That's
And
what if he ever like
lived in a home?
And that was like my first like, cause I think we embraced it so quickly and so easily because we were in isolation. Yeah. But then I got in public and I was like, look at all these typical kids. This isn't.
Yeah.
And like you do go through that grief. Everybody talks about it. The athlete coach in me and my husband's a golf professional and you have those and it seems so silly now to even have those expectations on your on your unborn children.
Yes. Yes. Such a thing that
so it is. I mean the comparison is human nature, but we have gotten to the point and that's the new perspective. You celebrate every little thing. Yeah. Like the first smile, the laughs, the holding his head up, the rolling over. So I think it just takes you back to that perspective and knowing that it's going to ebb and flow. And I know that grief is going to creep up, as we go through.
And when it does, you just feel it.
Of life. And that's you've done a great job talking about that. Just feel it in the moment. Feel it in the moment. Because otherwise it's never going to go away.
No. Yeah. And all the cliches are cliches for a reason, but like the, oh my gosh, I totally just lost my train of thought.
Yeah. So when you need of support and community, what's been super helpful for you?
From the community is just like getting other people's experiences to learn from those. And just having people, like I said, that have gone through it and to know that it's going to be okay. And when those moments do pop up, I remember where I was going with it, that 2 things can exist at the same time.
Oh,
we can be so happy and so sad all at the same time. Doesn't mean we love him any less. But it's just different. And I think, there are tons of misconceptions around individuals with Down syndrome, and that, their life is, I think one of them is that life is less than quantity and quality.
Yeah.
And it's just not true. And
No.
yeah,
They're not living a less than life in either.
in any way.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
So
Not
yeah.
at all. Who knows it?
But I think that what's been really helpful for both Billy and I is just stories of others that have been there before us. And that's where we hope to give back in that way. And I think that's what makes this community so great, is that I think everybody that is part of it has some of that same. He just backed out.
Yep. I love it.
Okay, this is the thing though. Okay, you need to tell us your chaos corner because this will be a big part of this. But these kids, they just there's no crying. They just fall asleep. Oh, jinx it.
And we do. I'm joking.
But they're just so easygoing. So easy.
Yeah. So we do a segment.
Oh yes, I'm well aware. And as soon as this happened, I put it in my note. I'm like, here's my chaos corner.
All right. Patiently waiting all week. What's going to happen this week? So that way I could tell it. Okay.
And boy, did it hit me.
I'm so excited to hear this. Okay.
So I mentioned I coach club volleyball. And we have tournaments away on the weekends, and I've done 2 days, and we had our longest distance. We traveled to St. Louis last weekend, and it was going to be Friday through Monday. So the longest I'd done away from him. We coaches, we took vans down, so I was on the road in a 15-passenger van for 6 hours on my way to St. Louis, and we no more than got our stuff dropped at the hotel. We were walking to dinner, and I get the phone call. We are going to the ER back home, and I'm 6 hours away. Had just gotten there. So it's
how fast can I turn around and go?
Yeah,
right. But I'm in a 15-passenger van.
Right.
All you do.
Yep. And I was like,
Never
okay,
fails.
my mom's an hour away. One of my best friends is probably closer. So I'm like, need you to meet my husband at the ER.
What are you doing right now?
Literally, you're the closest. You've got to be the closest one in proximity. So can you please? Love you.
Go.
And bless her heart, she did. We love you, Andrea. Thank you. So I'm not going to be the crazy mom that just
I got to go.
I'll be fine. He's going to be fine. I'll be fine. I will make the phone calls. I will call his doctors. I will make sure everything is taken care of. I can facilitate from here. And I coach with my friends, and they're like, yes, he's going to be okay. You probably are not. You won't sleep. You watch the monitor when he's not in ER from tournaments.
You watched the monitor practice.
So literally,
It's a monitor.
So I'm like, you're right. And luckily right now there is a direct flight from St. Louis to Des Moines.
Good. Can you imagine layovers?
And it's going away March 4th, I believe. So we
you
just
got
made
out
it.
there.
The last flight out was at 10:25. I think I entered the airport at 9:55.
No.
If you know anything about booking flights, that's too late to book online. So I had to go to the counter, purchase a ticket.
No.
Couldn't have got a more chill, not in any hurry guy to sell me my ticket. I'm like, bro, you know this place?
We got
plane
about
leaves in
30
25
minutes.
But
And I got to go.
got on the plane, got back, and
That's some chaos.
everybody is great. But
So
I left my luggage in St. Louis because,
Yeah.
of course, the one time I don't take my carry-on size suitcase because
Right.
I'm like, I'm not gonna even try it. Why would I try to shove it all in there when we got a 15-passenger van? So I'm like, somebody's gonna have to bring back my suitcase because
So they were still in the hospital when you got there, though. So you did make it, or were they going home?
They were.
Or-
We almost arrived home at the same time.
Okay. But still, you still felt better about it. Ultimately, I think it's probably the best.
And how did Billy do at the hospital?
Amazing.
Funny, but they thought you're
Oh gosh, yeah. And when I told my friend to go, I'm like, this is gonna make for a really awkward situation because the doctor would ask a question directed at Andrea, mom, and Billy would answer. Ask the next question at Andrea, Billy would answer, and asking diaper size and formula because. Of course, when you're in the midst of chaos, the diaper bag doesn't make it out of the house.
Absolutely not. And then you forget what diaper they're.
And she finally goes, I am not mom.
Yeah.
I am just moral support.
Oh my god.
Oh my
But
gosh.
no, all is well.
Yeah.
So,
Good. Well,
but it was
He
good.
would have been a mess.
Oh
He
yeah,
absolutely would have.
This is me taking
and
pictures.
and he would. I mean, the chillest. He
Yeah.
didn't. He didn't. He
Yeah.
was chill through it. He was laughing in the ER. So all was
Good.
good.
It reminds me of when after Addie was born and we went into the NICU and we had the gastroenterologist coming in because she had some stuff with her liver. And Lisa was in the NICU with Addie. I was still down in the labor and delivery rooms trying to get all of our stuff, pick it all up, do all of the things. And he's such a quirky guy and wears a bow tie. He was coming in and he was like trying to say all of these things and ask questions. And Lisa, my wife, was just like, "Can you stop? You're gonna have to ask all of these questions again when my wife comes back because like she's the question asker.
Yep.
She's the one that has all of it." So then every time he would come in or he would call us, "Am I speaking to the right mom of Addison? Like, is this
The right
the
mom.
right mom?
Oh,
The
it's
right
so
one that I'm
funny.
supposed to be talking
It's
to?"
funny how you take on those roles.
Yes, because and she would
Absolutely.
tell all the doctors if I wasn't there, like, "You might as well save your breath because you're just gonna have to repeat all of this when Patty comes in." Like,
Correct.
good job, babe. Good job. Way to
Yeah.
save your breath.
Yeah.
What was your chaos for this week?
Oh my gosh, chaos corner this week. It's been, I mean, well, we're in Iowa and we had 5 beautiful days of
Yeah,
snow, and now we have
I know. I think
5 beautiful days of 60-degree weather, and now like a foot of
Yeah.
snow.
Yeah, because we had a snow day at school today.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but I think Chaos Corner to you is like this whole Girl Scout cookie thing.
Oh, yeah. So
Like,
this is our,
She's Addie is slaying cookies, and
she
then so
is.
she's the sleigh driver of the cookies.
So Addie, and it's such a great thing because Addie, we did Mommy and Me overnight camp last summer for the first time. I experienced Girl Scouts when I was little. I'm the big advocate of wanting her to experience things, and so killed it. Going to camp, then they're like, "Okay, well, do you want to be like in Girl Scouts?" And I had reached out, and we're so lucky because our local troop leader has a son with Down syndrome. So
So there's
it's
an
the
opportunity. for her,
perfect
right?
coupling. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Amanda knows Addie. She knows what to look for, just that extra layer of, you know, what to expect and all of those things. And so we joined the troop this year, and it's been a lot of fun. And then this is our first Girl Scout cookie season. And man, a lot of things have changed since I did Girl Scouts 35 years ago. And there's like this digital cookie app, and you can do things online. And the girl has sold like over 500 boxes of cookies, which is fantastic. And she's hitting her goals. And she did a booth outside the grocery store, and we made a social story, and so she holds the social story and she's like, you know, "My name is Addie. Do you want cookies?" And most people just can't tell her no, first of all. So there's a little bit of that. And then yeah, but I
We
say
can post
that
the link, right? We can post
yeah,
the link
absolutely. I'll
because
post
how long does this? I feel like
through
people have been
March.
selling Girl Scout. Oh, through March.
Yeah, so it's like February and
So it
March.
just started.
Yeah, it just started February
Oh.
1st.
So we'll post the link if you want to support Addie and her Girl Scouts. cookies.
Right.
It's like people can get them shipped.
Yes.
Like
So you
don't
can
have
get
to
them
deliver.
shipped. And if you want to support and you don't want cookies in your house, you can
You can send the
donate
cookies to me.
Yeah. Your address. It is.
I have several funds, which is kind of full, like unique. I mean, so they're buying cookies and then they're just telling me to take it to the food pantry that I run.
Oh,
So
great.
it's
That's
good.
awesome.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
and cookies are going to some of the neighbors that we serve, which has been a lot of fun. So I say I'm in Girl Scout cookie hell. It's not actually hell. It's amazing. And
It's just chaotic.
it is
so
chaotic,
okay.
right? Because I did not order enough to fulfill the number of orders that she originally had. And I'm like, "Oh, I need more cookies." Poor Amanda, our troop leader. She's fantastic and she's wonderful. And I'm like, "Sorry for all the questions, but I need
Well,
more
you can't get personal. Those poor troops, they're probably just like
the troop leaders, y'all
I
are
bet they don't see
Yeah.
a single Girl Scout cookie.
the
the best
can't even
part.
look at the box. They're
The
like,
best part. So I'm in my car and my 5-year-old Cooper comes up to the window and he hands me $6. I'm like, "Why are you handing me $6? Mom, well, I took a box of cookies out of the garage and grandma caught me. So I
I
had to
can't
take
even be mad at that.
I had to take
adorable.
$6 out of my work jar, which is his money when he does work.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Did he come up with that on his own, or did
Grandma made him.
Grandma made
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm so like, "How many other boxes have you taken though that you haven't gotten caught?"
you might
But-
update older?
Well, maybe.
Actually, give me your whole piggy bank.
Right.
I see the
Let's go.
cameras. Tell me the truth.
Right. You know, it's been so
Sorry.
good. Addie's learning. And it's so great because like she knocks on the door and if they say no thank you, she's like, "Mom, they said no." let's go to the next house. I'm like, okay, let's go. So it's like it doesn't even phase her.
Yeah.
She's excited to go to camp though.
That's
So
awesome. When's camp again?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It's on the calendar.
But it's like summer camp
Yeah.
usually? Is
No,
it
and
summer?
we're doing mommy and me overnight. I'm not
Awesome.
there where I would send her by herself.
Yeah,
yet.
that's okay.
But we're
That'll be
excited
fun.
doing.
And
second
that's
doing
good
it.
one-on-one time for you then to be able to, because sometimes we don't get that at start.
Yeah,
So.
I put my phone away and just let her read. And last summer when we went, we were separated in the first like 10 minutes, and she was sitting with the kids, and I was like tables away, and I'm like, oh my god, but what if she needs me? And she knows nobody, and she killed it.
Yeah.
And I was
They
like,
always,
That's
they
awesome.
always do better than we do.
yep, they always rise to the occasion and better than us, and it was so good. What about you? What's your chaos?
I think just Pierce getting his cast off. Well, because we went to Minnesota Wednesday and I posted, we're on our way to Minnesota, and somebody goes, watch out, there's a big snowstorm here. I'm like, well, we're halfway, so we didn't prepare. I go, don't have anything, but I guess there's probably Target at Walmart, so we have to. And I'm like, no way. It was like literally 60 and sunny. No way that we're gonna hit a snowstorm. I'm not kidding. Hit the snowstorm and it dropped to 24 white out,
Right.
like an hour out of Minnesota. And then, Pierce has had some like PTSD with his like surgery because there's a lot going on that knee, like between seeing his scar and all that. So we keep a sock over his knee, which he can't see that because he's hard to wear pants too. When he had the cast on, you couldn't really wear pants. So we had cut off pants, looked funky, but
Love
it is
it.
what it is. So then I'm like, oh, they have to cut this cast off. And I've never had a cast, never. And like, we walk into this room and this big machine comes out and it looks like a saw. Like it looks like you're just gonna this guy's coming to saw
it
off. And I'm like, oh, like he's gonna freak out because we can't even hardly get around his knee at this point. So like trying to get this thing up, and I'm like looking at Taylor, I'm like, okay. And so I was like, Pierce, if you do good, we can go get you anything Mickey Mouse, literally anything, Chick-fil-A. He's like, okay. So he's sitting there, and so I give him my phone, and this guy's great with him. Like he shows him the saw, and he's like, no ouchies. Like we're gonna be okay, no ouchies. And so he gets that machine out. He's like, "Okay, does he need ear things? It's loud." And I'm like, "No." Tyler's like, "Yeah, you should probably." I'm like, "No, just let's go.
do it.
Let's just do it." So I give him my phone, and he's like, Mickey Mouse is on, and he's like, trying not to
What are you doing?
And then he just turns the machine on, and they just start cutting, and he just sits there. He just sat there. It was great.
Did it.
And then we got it off, and now he's able to walk in a little boot. And even without the boot, he can walk about 2 to 3 weeks of that, and then we'll go back up in 6 months or 6 weeks. But no, it's good. I mean, I think the surgery went well and everything. So
This is
exciting.
giving me so much baby fever right now.
They don't tell you how your own baby gets baby fever. They don't warn you about that.
Did I tell you?
only the good ones. No, just, only the good babies. The bad babies.
I
won't.
keep joking. You're like, oh,
Usually at 4 months right now, moms are like, hairs on top of the head. They're like, what day is it?
Yeah.
But with the Down syndrome baby, you're like, this is great.
from
They
night
sleep
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
all the way.
Yeah,
They don't
mom's
cry.
hang us up.
They just,
Which also
they give the best snuggles too. I'm telling you, they
Oh my
just
God.
melt into your bodies, and it is so
Yeah,
good.
right. This.
Uh-huh.
So did I tell you that Mid-Iowa Fertility had reached out? That's who we use for fertility, and we don't have any embryos left. And so they were doing this switch of their storage, right? So like anybody who did have things left, it's being transferred, blah, blah, blah. So we kept getting these text messages like, hey, give us a call so we can set up what you want to do with all of your storage needs. And I'm like, well, we don't have anything, right? Like,
Right.
we don't have any embryos left. We used all of them. Trice was the last one.
Yeah.
All of that, blah, blah, blah. Kept getting them. So finally I called Mid-Iowa. I'm like, hey, I just want to confirm here. We're good, right?
Yeah.
Like
We're done. We don't.
we're done, right? Yep, nope, you're good. Everything, none, right? And so I called the place that they were switching it to, and I'm like, hey, I don't know why you guys are texting me, and maybe it's just anybody who has storage, like automated any of that stuff. And they're like, okay, well, we'll get back with you. Then they call me back. They're like, well, we have 3 vials of donor sperm of yours. And I'm like, you have what? Like, what would you like us to do with it? And Lisa just so happened to be there. And she's like, oh, cool, let's go for another baby. And I'm like, oh, no,
Look how sweet.
I know. No, I am 43 years old. We are not doing another egg retrieval and more IVF.
Lisa can do it. You don't have to.
We rock, paper, scissors last time, and right? Hey, team 2 years.
I know. I love you.
Oh,
Oh,
I hate it.
Yeah.
It was
I'd rather go through the
Rock,
awful
paper,
labor and delivery 10 times over than pregnant.
oh yeah,
Isn't that
no.
crazy?
Yeah, but like no,
So you rock, paper, scissors, she kicked her.
yeah, best.
Did you do best of 3?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you always gotta do best
You
of
have
3.
to.
And if you lose the first 2 times, you gotta do best of 5.
Sure. Keep going until you win.
You keep going and
No more nothing.
No, you didn't hear me say best of 10.
well, like she carried Addie, I carried Hudson and Cooper, and I was like, this is technically like your
Your
turn, right? Like, hey, come on now. No. Rock, paper, scissors.
Yes, you just gotta be better at rock, paper, scissors.
I guess. I
So
know
the sperms, where they go?
down the drain.
Well, can you like give them to somebody else or anything?
I
does
think
that work?
like usually, I mean, but granted, so we did our egg retrieval. So the specimens were like from 2018, right? And so I think
That's
they have
so
like
crazy.
a buyback policy, but that's only if like in 3 years. And, so I guess,
That whole journey is crazy.
yes,
Wow.
glad it's like a whole chapter of a book.
So now this do no text and calls anymore.
No,
You're
we're
good.
done.
You're done.
No more texting. And Lisa lost her damn mind. No, she was joking.
I know. And still, even without that cross.
Oh, but then this gives
Then
me-
you-
and I'm glad I don't have any.
Well, if you ever want to have him for a day.
Absolutely, yes, please.
Yes.
Addie would babysit him.
Oh, no.
That's exactly what happens with all the babies.
Perfect.
She's so good with babies. So I guess I think one of the things that we talked about, like if you could tell another family that just received a diagnosis, or if Marty, when he gets older,
Mhm.
like what do you want him to know?
Oh, gosh. Well, for other families, grace is always like you have to give yourself grace in the process and know that your journey is going to be different than anyone else's, and just live in the moment and don't let the fear take away from enjoying the moments that are in front of you.
Mhm.
To him, gosh, you're gonna make me cry. Just
so
like
cool.
he has changed us in such a profound, deep way, and just my perspective on the world, and it's just so proud of him every day. He works so hard. He's 4 months old, and like I'm just so proud of him, and like the perfect start to our parent journey. Like, yeah, we just love him so much. They all change the world.
They do.
They just do.
They do.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for doing
Thanks
this.
for
We were
having
so
us.
excited.
Gonna have you back in like a year.
Would
to see
love
how-
it.
yeah,
We should do like a lot of moms in here talking a lot.
Oh my gosh.
could be. And you're coming to gala?
Of course. I'm pumped
Yeah.
for this gala.
It's gonna be awesome.
No.
It's the best night of your life. It's so fun.
I can't wait.
Yes. And then the next morning you're coming in here with me. She's so excited, you guys. We've talked about it so many times we can't back out now.
I'm not backing out. I won't back out on you guys. I probably won't say much.
Are you gonna be hungover?
The goal is not to be, but the probability is high.
You might be then.
There you go. It'll be fine.
Yes, I absolutely.
Pre-party, post-party.
Good. Vivid coming for you.
We were talking about like at what age are we going to start bringing Addie to the gala, and I think we're not quite there yet. And if we do, we'll just get a hotel room there so she can come for like the
That'd be
cocktail
fun.
hour and then like the dancing, because I don't think she'd still do like the program and the dinner and all that. But I don't know, not yet. Maybe next
I'm
year.
gonna flip it on and ask questions to you guys now. So
Okay, let's go.
first gala, what do I need to know?
Bring your dancing shoes. Guys, like a solid 2 hours, like
Which is
on the
great
dance
feet
floor.
because cowboy boots are pretty comfortable. They can be. So
Yeah.
that's a good one to be like.
Cocktail
the
hour is
first
really
couple
fun.
of- Yeah. Get there early. This cocktail hour.
Because I
You wanna
just
go for
talking
the
to my mom about what time to.
You need to go for the cocktail hour.
Okay.
That's so fun.
What else?
It's inspirational. Like the
yes.
speakers and stuff that get on the stage.
Oh, you could cry every time.
The food's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a great and the DJ Das.
Woo!
Oh,
Love
DJ.
him.
Yes,
Love
best
love
DJ.
him.
Oh, so we're gonna get our hair and makeup
Oh,
done
fun.
at Blow Dry Bar, so
Yep.
we can add you on the list.
Yep.
So they
Do
will wash your
it.
hair and they style it.
Love it.
And so I'll send you a text.
Yes.
But we usually we have family come in, like
Yeah.
we try to make it a big event. So like the last couple of years we've had hair and makeup come to our house. So we'll all just be hanging out, but now we're gonna go to the Blow Bar
Yep.
and do it. So I'll add you to that list. But
We
they're gonna
just
start
do
at
all-
12. So they'll do hair and makeup, and then we usually go home and change and hang out, and then we go down and then we're also gonna go to a bar downtown. It's like a club. It's above What was Kyle Tomic? What was his new bar?
Oh,
Gosh. It's above there. Anyways, he said it's vacant, but you can go down and order drinks from the bar
And take
downtown
them up.
and take them up. But we're just gonna jam out to country music starting at like
lit.
3:30. So if even Billy want to come,
Okay.
you guys can. So it'll be fun. So I'll text
it's
you all
just a
the
good time.
information.
It's
But
so much community.
Mhm.
And the great thing about, I think, the downtown community is like, no matter what your education, career path, like your faith, your any walk of life, like there's somebody that has
Mhm.
connections with, a kiddo, whether they
Right.
have a kiddo with Down syndrome or not. So you can always it's so many different people, so much community.
the silent
all of it.
option can get pretty intense.
Yes.
Because your wife does lights, Christmas lights.
Yes.
So one year, Dr.
yeah.
Lisa and I were going back and forth, and I was on my fucking phone, and we had like 5 minutes left, and I'm like, okay, and then she would do it, and then we'd look across the room.
Is
at each
your
other.
sister-in-law
fun.
coming?
Oh yeah,
I have kickballs.
I know. She already knows.
Oh my god.
My sister-in-law, like, she will just stand up at the paddle.
She didn't even 1 year. She
like
didn't even
$2,000 cake balls. She's just like,
yeah, she didn't even let people like bid. Like it was time for this cake and these cake balls, and they're amazing. Don't get me wrong. And she just grabbed her paddle, stood up, and held it, and was like, "Don't even think about it."
that's just her thing. She has
Yeah.
yeah. So the social hour, you talk a lot,
Mhm.
but you like that community part. And then at dinner, it's a lot of inspiration and stuff. You can't talk. And then at the end, like obviously we go on the dance floor and talk and stuff. And it's
I just make
more
everybody
fun.
go out to the selfie booth with me all the time. We do it like
Yeah,
shows. I think we're gonna try and have a little
A
set
photo
for
thing.
us. Yes.
Oh yeah, for the podcast
Yeah,
too.
for the podcast. Oh no, have some random
yeah.
questions.
So you're gonna have fun. So I'll text
a
you all the
good time.
information, but
Sounds good.
I think the dads even have fun too, because I feel like there's nothing for the dads sometimes, right? Like all of us women get to do this stuff, and there's a need for a dad's group for them
For
to meet
sure.
once a month, just to go
Perfect.
BS about
Yes.
whether it's they probably don't talk about their kids like us, like we're like
Yeah.
psychos, like
I know.
Lisa's
they're kind of like
Lisa's
he's going to
going
that golf thing, golf. Yeah,
Here
Lisa's
you go.
good at
Billy
that.
can have them at the course.
There you go.
And
There we go.
he can organize a
Perfect.
Down syndrome dad's golf.
There, that would be
Down syndrome dads and Lisa.
That
Because
would be-
Lisa would fit in that
There you
group.
go.
She would. So we have we do some stuff with the loss community too for families who experience child loss. And like there is a mom's group, and then they started a dad's group.
I
But then Lisa
saw
was
that.
like, "Nope, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go dads." Like
That's
it's just
perfect.
her personality.
That's all right. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you
thank you.
guys.
I
Thank you
love
for
your guys'
this.
story and just you. You guys are awesome.
I'm
And we're
so
excited
happy.
to continue watching Mr. Marty do his thing.
I'm so glad we got connected.
And I'm glad you brought him. Patty goes, is she gonna bring him? I'm like, I think so, but I
Well,
hope so.
my mom was there today, and she's like, "Are you sure?" No, I'm like, "I'm sure they
That's
will
fun.
be.
Oh God.
They will."
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
"I'm afraid to show up without him."
Don't send me that phone. No podcast. It's canceled.
Sorry.
It's canceled.
The Marty
Please do
show.
next week.
Gosh, I mean, I can't even tell you how
That's
many
what-
times I've been in public and people will be like, "Hi, Addie," and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Addie's mom. Who are you?" "Oh, well, we're friends with so and so, and they have a picture with Addie as their profile picture." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, they're good friends of ours." I'm like, "Yep, you're Addie's mom."
All right, guys. Thank you. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and then share this podcast episode with anybody that might find it beneficial.
Thank you.
Thank you.